Hello YouTube! Hello TVR creator fans! You are here today to find out more about YouTube, more about gear, more about anything to do with YouTube, and on today's show we are looking at how to plan your channel and the best way to go around that. There's loads to look out for on today's show. We're going to be looking over like tactics and strategies on your YouTube channel. Later on I'll be giving some little tips on an app and some gear that you should perhaps look at getting if you've not got it already, and lots more, so do not go anywhere. So check out this video, and I'll tell you what, I'm so pumped up today. Let's go! Woo! To learn more about YouTube and growing your channel, subscribe now. You're going to get value from this video. Alright people, welcome to today's show. I'm Dave from the TVR Creators, and I am here to give you top tips on YouTube, on your channel, and so much more. I give weekly videos each Tuesday and now live here on Fridays, giving you tips on YouTube, giving you tips on your channel, and tips on gear, and so much more. If that sounds interesting to you, subscribe now. We've got so much to go over on today's show, and I'm so pumped up for you guys to be live here now to take you on this journey that is today's show. There's so much I want to go through. Now I really want to look at how to plan your channel. This is basically the bulk of what I want to talk about today. So basically, thinking about your channel then is extremely important. And so when you think about channel, I want you to think about the goal. What is the sole purpose of your channel? If you're your gaming channel, if you're cooking channel, if you're a space channel, whatever your channel is about, really think about the purpose. If you're just making videos for the sake of it and you're not bothered about growing, that's probably, you won't be here anyway. But if that's what you're doing, that's fine. But if you want to grow your channel, you've got to have a goal. So what I would say then is plan out your channel, set it up correctly. So basically, to set up your channel, make sure you've got a cool, interesting cover that's simplistic but at the same time effective and just screams out exactly what your channel is about. If it looks a bit naff, change it, upgrade it. There are loads and loads of apps and websites that give templates that you can just tinker with, or you can design your own, which I'm sure many of you can do. You can do it on your phone, you can do it on different websites, or you can just sort of do it on Photoshop and that sort of thing. Now some of you may or may not know, when you're making a cover on your channel, it's highly important to remember that at the moment YouTube have got this weird thing where you have to leave a big gap around the actual cover, otherwise it goes like right in the face, which is a little bit annoying if I'm honest. But as you may have seen, there's a new layout to how you customize your channel, which I'll talk about a bit more in a moment. But what's really cool is, so if you just bear that in mind when you're creating your own, or if you download a template, it will probably have that already set up. So thinking about new layout, what do you guys think of the new layout? Please feel free to comment. Let's see if you've any who commented. Like my headphones. Awesome. Yeah, they are awesome. Yeah, I was just having a look at the comments. So basically, just really think about that when you're doing your cover. You're going to get value from this video. Okay, so really want to think about the setup of your channel. So make sure that you have a awesome cover, and really think about basically as if no one's ever been on your channel. As silly as it might sound, really think about, if no one's ever been on your channel, what they're going to see first. So they're going to see your banner, they're going to see your cover profile pic, they're going to see your latest videos. And what I would highly recommend is you can have a trailer of your channel on your channel. Say that 10 times fast. But what I personally do, as a lot of you have probably seen, and I know some of you do, is I tend to have my latest video, or maybe the video you want people to see, bear that in mind. And then then what I do is I make a food playlist. I think it's really important to fill out as many playlists as possible, and bear in mind that the top 2 or 3 are the ones that most people will see, because not everyone's going to go through your whole channel. But at the same time, your core fans, you guys, may take the time to go, you know what, I'm going to see what else is going on. But just bear that in mind. So say for example, you're a musician, you might want to put your, you know, if you're doing cover videos of different songs and stuff like that. I'm just using that as an example because I'm always using gaming. I would highly recommend doing your covers at the top as a playlist, and make sure that under the title you may title it as, like, you know, my cover tracks, or covers the songs, or maybe you can think it's a bit more creative. Bear in mind I'm doing it off the top of my head, but make sure you just leave a little cool description. And, you know, that sort of connects with you guys, connects with the audience, and just gives a bit more detail on, you know, what that particular playlist is about. And do that on all your playlists. Without sounding harsh, don't be lazy on that, because I think it just makes your channel look more professional. That's what you want. Now, for those of you that want to grow your channel, you want to make sure that your channel looks as professional as possible. So you've got to figure the presentation of all of it. You want your cover to look as good as it can, your profile pic. Now, something I said to someone the other week, and I don't know what you guys think, so feel free to comment in the comments. I would highly recommend a cool picture, or whatever you want to call it, of yourself, because I think it just gives that connection to you guys, the viewers, and ultimately that's what it's all about. That's what you want. You want to connect with your audience as much as possible. So I personally would recommend, I don't know, if you're a musician, which I know some of you do anyway, but if you're not, do it. You know, maybe you with your guitar or whatever you play. If you're a gamer, maybe sort of holding a controller, or, you know, something that's very obvious. Like, for example, you're seeing mine, I'm holding my favourite camera, because straight away you think, oh, he must be some sort of content creator. You know what I mean? So without even realising, you're subtly telling people and making it as easy as possible to tell people what your channel is about. And that is all part of it. So really plan that out. So if you're getting value from this video and you're enjoying the content, please give us a like and a share, and subscribe to this channel. Alright, so if you're just joining us, I'm Dave from TVR Creators. I make weekly YouTube tips to build your brand, give you tips on YouTube, tips on gear, and so much more. If that sounds interesting, subscribe now and share this with family and friends. So cracking on. So basically the next bit I want to talk about is really think about the goal of your channel. What is the point of your channel? And, you know, going into that into a bit more detail as we've sort of gone over the setup of the channel, so that's all part of that. But give a goal to every video that you do. Now, I know in previous videos, or if you've never been here before, I'm just going to briefly say, give value to your audience. Do not, if you want to grow your channel, do not make videos for the sake of it. Have a very particular goal, a purpose of each one. So, you know, if you're a cooking channel, you're obviously teaching people or showing them a recipe. If you're a musician, you're perhaps showing off your new album or your new track or a new cover song to pull in more views. If you're a gaming channel, you might be doing like a walkthrough or tips on how to beat a certain boss. Have a purpose, because I have found the hard way, and I will say from personal experience and from just observing YouTube as a whole, the videos that get the most interaction, the most likes, the most comments, the most sort of purpose are the ones that have value, that have a point to them. So basically getting back on track is make sure you have a goal for every particular video. Now, you don't have to broadcast everything on every video. You might want to push your channel a little bit more on one. You might want to advertise that you're on other platforms. I would highly recommend growing your channel on your platform, because there's loads of natural people that are on YouTube that just want to watch your stuff, that, you know, they might not be interested in everything that's going on, but they might just want to know what you're doing in the here and now. So bear that in mind. Now, by all means, you know, tell people that you're on, you know, Facebook and Instagram, and, you know, before we go anywhere, you can find me on all those major platforms. But I just think it's just highly important to just bear that in mind. Now, going on from that then, another strategy I would say is make sure that you have series. Now, my flagship, if you will, is my Tuesday videos, and that's an ongoing weekly series where, you know, if I'm sure many of you have seen a lot of them now, but if you haven't, go and check them out after this live stream, you know, and they give tips on gear, you know, different cameras, tripods, tips on YouTube, growing your YouTube channel, stuff like that. So maybe have like a flagship. So perhaps if you're a gaming channel, you could have like maybe like game reviews, something like that. If I was going to do a proper gaming channel, I'd probably have like gaming reviews or walkthroughs of games, or maybe sort of like, you know, funny tips or stuff like that. And then just have some other like playlists, and you know, all this, there's so much to think about. I appreciate that, but really think about, like, you know, you've got about 10 slots on your channel, and use up as many of them as you feel necessary. Please, please, please don't just have uploads and, I don't know, one playlist. It just looks like you can't be bothered. And I know that sounds bad, but I've seen so many channels, and then they message me on the TQ, or I'll just see messaging other people and they're like, oh, no one's watching. And you click on the channel, they've got 2 videos, their cover is just awful, they've got 2 videos, they've just got uploads, they've not even got a playlist, and it just looks lazy. And you guys don't want to be like that. You guys want your channel to grow. You want to bring value to each and every single person. Now, I would say you want to grow your channel, but the most important is you guys. The most important viewers, fans, you know, you fellow YouTubers, whatever you call yourselves, I would highly recommend that you guys are the most important people. You know, to me personally, I want to make quality videos every week. I want to push myself every week. Now, I know I'm rambling a bit now, but I just feel it's so important. You want to get value from this video. All right. Let's just pull it back a bit. I think I'm ranting a bit now. So just going on from that, then I would say, start now. If you're only just starting on YouTube, if you're only just sort of getting going, I would say start with what you've got. I've seen so much now of, you know, what gear shall I use? Do I need a certain camera? I'll perhaps talk about a bit of that later, because I do want to bring up some gear, so don't go anywhere. Later on in what I'm calling part 2 of the live stream, I'm going to go over a few little, an app and a few bits of gear that you may think about getting if you haven't already got. But I just want to say, you don't have to have an awesome camera. You don't have to be awesome at editing to make good videos. Whatever your channel's about, just use your phone. You know, if all you got is your phone, don't worry, just make videos. Most of your phones, I guarantee it, will give quality video, will have fairly good sound, as long as it's not windy and you're outside, and you'll be able to make brilliant videos. And a lot of you are probably editing on your videos now. I know that over 70% of people on YouTube now are on their phones. So bear that in mind. This is a strategy I'll bring to you guys. Bear in mind that over 70% of your viewership, say that 10 times fast, are watching on their phone, if not more now. So bear that in mind. So another little tip I'll give you is, when you're looking at your channel and setting up your channel, just bear that in mind. Look at your channel on your phone, see how it looks, as it will be different as it will be on tablets, to if you're on a console and a TV, and it will look different again on a computer, and work out what's most important to you, and just bear that in mind, because the way the videos are presented and stuff will look a bit different. So bear all that in mind as well. There's lots of things to think about. But ultimately, bring value to your viewers and think, how can I make each video, what goal can I introduce into each video, what purpose does each video have? So I hope this is part 1 of the live stream. I hope this is giving you value. If it is, check out our merch to support the channel, and let's crack on with part 2. I want to show you something really awesome now. Check it out. Want to learn more about YouTube and growing your channel? Subscribe now. Part 2 of the video. Before we carry on, I just want to say, question of the day then: what is the goal and sole purpose of your channel? Comment in the live comments, comment in the comments after the video, whatever's easiest. What is the sole purpose of your channel? If it's literally just to have fun, great. If you want to grow your channel and share your knowledge, awesome. Whatever it is, comment below. I'll be really interested to see. And if this video is giving you value, don't forget to hit the like button and share this video with family and friends, because your support is ultimately what makes this brand grow, because you guys rock. So here we go. So anyway, going to part 2 now. I just want to look over a few things that you might find interesting. I've had a few people ask me about tripods. You may have seen that my last video was about tripods, and you know, there's quite a lot of positive comments on that. I couldn't think of the right word then. Come on, Dave, get a grip. And so what tripods to use then? So I'm not going to go into loads of detail on that. You can check out my video. But I would highly recommend you can get yourself a cheap tripod for about 15 quid. And I know a lot of you using your phones. I would highly recommend getting a tripod that has a little phone adapter on top of it, and it will cost about 20 quid, something like that, and that will be your number one friend minus your phone when it comes to being a content creator. And if you haven't already got it, get one. You will not be disappointed. It's just such a great tool. You can just connect it to the tripod, off you go. It's just absolutely brilliant. If you want something a bit better, I'd highly recommend, this is my main tripod. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see that. That's my main tripod. It's a brilliant tripod. It's a bit heavier. It costs about 40 quid, but that's not breaking the bank. And what I love about this, just give us a thumbs up or a like in the comment if you want me to show you more about that tripod. Oh, that's fair enough. You want people to check out your music. That is awesome. I like that. I'm highly inspired by your enthusiasm. That's awesome. Why not? You want to share your creativity with the world. That's brilliant. There's no better reason than that to push your creativity. I love this tripod. I'm not going to go over it massively, but I just love this tripod. What I like about it best though, if I can do it here on live TV, is it just pops off the top. I don't know if you can see that, yeah. And it turns into basically a selfie stick. So it's just really good if you're just out and about and you just want to get a bit, you know, a bit more creativity. And obviously, you know, it's very sturdy. It's got the, I forgot what you call it now, but basically got like the little measure thing, so you can, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, so you can see, you know, if the tripod's level, that sort of thing. And you know, that's brilliant. It's also got a little hook, so if you want to, if it's windy, you can put a weight on it. So it just has lots of things you can do with it, which makes it a very versatile bit of gear, and doesn't cost the earth. And it's amazing what it just gives you, that, you know, you can use it for different things and stuff like that, which is brilliant. I would highly recommend for your thumbnails. Obviously, you can use your phone. There's nothing wrong with that. But getting yourself a decent camera. This is an older one now. I'll show you my best camera in a second. But I do like this camera. I don't love it as much as the one I'm going to show you in a minute. But I'd highly recommend just getting yourself a decent DSLR. I'd highly recommend, if you just want a cheaper one, we get for about 300. The 4000D or even the 2000D is just a cheap entry level DSLR, and it's just brilliant for your thumbnails, or if you want to do covers or maybe graphic work and stuff like that. But I would still recommend here in 2020, I know I've talked about this a lot, check out, I've got at least 2 or 3 videos about this camera. I love the Canon M50, and for those of you that are proper hardcore YouTubers, you will know that so many content creators now are using the Canon M50 as their main camera, as their webcam, as their photo camera, as their video camera. And I would highly recommend this, and the kit lens that comes with it is brilliant, superb. It takes fantastic HD video, and it, you know, it does alright on 4K. Now it is cropped, but I personally don't really care about 4K. The big ultimate question going on in a minute, HD or 4K, you know, you might want to spend a bit more and get a camera that has full-blown 4K to future-proof yourself. But I personally don't, you know, going back to what I was saying earlier, when you think over 70% of people watch their YouTube videos or your YouTube videos on their phone, I don't think personally need 4K yet, but if you want 4K, go for it. Another little thing I would highly recommend, and give us a like as well if you're getting value from There's gear tips. Something I'd highly recommend. I haven't really talked about this much actually. Perhaps I should do a video on it maybe one day. Is get yourself a little external hard drive. This isn't massive. It's only, what was it? I don't know. It's only like 1 or 2 gigabytes, something like that. And you can get them in different sizes. I'm sure a lot of you know. If you don't know, you can get them in different sizes. And I'd highly recommend this as your working office, if that makes sense. Your digital working office. You're probably like, what? And I work off one of these. Obviously, I can't use it now because I'm using it now to, you know, do all the graphics and stuff off that. But I would highly recommend one of them, and this is why. About a few years ago, for years, I have been always working on whatever my main computer is. I don't know how you do it. Feel free to comment in the comments. But I've always edited, done graphic work, you know, everything doing my channel, or just when I've done films in the past, stuff like that. I've always worked off my computer, and one of my main computers went, and I thought I lost everything. And I think that really put the fear gone into me, and I did lose a bit of data, but I was able to get it back because, you know, I'm fairly good on computers. But for a lot of you, you know, if your computer goes, you might not know what to do. Or if you go to the shop, sometimes it's a bit hit and miss. On some places can do it, some can, or whatever. But I'd highly recommend getting yourself an external hard drive, because if your computer goes, okay, you could say, okay, this could go, but maybe just back up your important stuff onto your computer or onto another external hard drive. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, it's just a safe way. So if your computer dies, most people have a laptop, or, you know, or if you can wait to get your next computer or whatever. I know that gets expensive, but I'm sure most of you have at least a couple of computers, or you've got a friend or family member. You know, if rush came to rush, you could go, oh, excuse me, mate, oh, I need a laptop, and then you could just put your external hard drive in. After you carry on, you got all your video footage, your photos, your graphic work, and, you know, you haven't lost anything. So I would highly recommend one of them. Now, another thing I would highly recommend, if you're not using it already, is the YouTube Studio app. It's an absolute brilliant app. It's absolutely brilliant. It's fantastic. It's just brilliant if you're just on the go. You know, if you're just chilling before you go to sleep, or in the morning while you're having breakfast, or if you're out and about. It's just a very useful tool to just go into your YouTube channel, see what likes and comments you got. You know, if you got comments, you can just spend a bit of time replying to comments on new videos, stuff like that.
So if you're getting value from this video and you're enjoying the content, please give us a like and a share and subscribe to this channel.
Alright! So I would highly recommend that. I just think it's, you know, I just think it's a very useful tool to use as a YouTuber stroke content creator. I just think it's a very useful thing to have. And there's loads of things we could talk about, good microphones, good lighting, but I'll talk about that more videos. So anyway, so I hope you've got value from today's video. You can check us out on all platforms. I am going to do a mini after show for those of you that want to hang around, if you want me to answer any questions, or may talk a bit more about just random stuff I've perhaps forgotten about. But this is the main show now, all done. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you guys got value. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share with family and friends. You can find us on all platforms. Our news feed is always on Twitter. And our next video will be on Tuesday, so look out for that. And I'll be doing a live stream most Fridays, as I always try to do. And in about a week or so, I'll look out for other platforms, the exact dates. I can't remember off the top of my head, but in about, not next week, but the week after, on the Monday, Tuesday, I'm going to do what I call Film Fest, when I'm going to do 2 days of pushing my channel, making lots of videos. I'm going to do a live stream on Facebook. I'm going to do my Film Fest panel, and we'll talk about, you know, go into even more detail on YouTubing as my Film Fest content creators panel, so look out for that. So there's so much going on, and don't forget to check out any of the playlists and all the videos, as the content library is growing. So anyway, I'm Dave from TVR Creators. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. See you in the next video, and as always, you guys rock. Want to learn more about YouTube and growing your channel? Subscribe now.
from this video.
Alright, so welcome to the after show. The main show is good. Thank you so much to those of you that are still here. Let's see what's going on in the lounge, if we so to speak. So I want to do a shout out to Sam. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and you're most welcome, by the way. I've just seen that part. Thank you, Brad, for checking in. You've shouted in. Shade Princess, I think I've said that right. Thank you so much for checking in, and to anyone else that has watched it and for whatever reason has not commented, that's fine as well. Thank you so much for watching today's show. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the live stream, and I will be happy to do my best to answer them live here at TVR Creators. I just want to go over just a few little things for those of you that are still about. That's fine, I appreciate that I ramble. I hope I'm planning to move my live stream into my studio eventually. I'm just, it's just finding time to put it OBS and all the gear and stuff onto my other computer that I'm going to put in the studio, and hopefully it will just look even more professional, bringing you guys more value. Perry, when you watch this, awesome, you're going to love the those lights, because I remember you saying the other day that you've just ordered some of those lights. They are brilliant. Believe it or not, I only use one in most of my videos because they're so bright. I think if I had two, it'd blind me. But if you're in the bigger room, you may find that you need two, and this chair has just decided to be squeaky. What do you think tonight's setup? Believe it or not all of them, but most of my cameras are sat there. I just thought something different. I know last week I had a computer set up. I just thought I'd change it up a bit. If you got value from this video, don't forget to check out any of my merch. The link will be in the description. I highly recommend you check it out, and I thank you so much for any of you that have bought any of my merchandise, my mugs, t-shirts, whatever. Thank you, that is awesome. And more importantly though, I just want to thank the core of you that are still watching. I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you that have watched my videos every week and just get value from my content, because it just means a lot, and I just can't express that in words, if I'm honest. So thank you so much for those of you that tune in every week, that watch all my videos on Tuesdays, just whatever videos I just randomly put onto the channel and stuff like that. So thank you so much, and I will continue to drive and push myself to make every video as good as it can be for you guys. Not for me, for you guys, because you are what I call the TVR universe, and that is what's important, bringing you guys value. So there you go. So I'm just going to go now. Have a great weekend. I'm going to make myself a little curry, because why not? And you guys rock. So see you down the road.
You're going to get value